Hi everybody, today we are in downtown LA and I am standing in front of a 100-year-old brick building, used to be known as the John Roebling Building. John was the engineer who actually designed the Brooklyn Bridge. When he brought his business out to LA, he set up shop over here in this warehouse where they stored these huge, thick coils for suspension cords. Now this is known as the Angel City Brewery. A small batch, old school brewery and the only one of its kind in downtown LA. So let's go inside and take a peek.
So beer is very simple to make. It's a very simple process. It's 4 ingredients: water, hops, malt, and barley. Water, hops, malt, and yeast rather. Malt is a type of barley. I'll show you that here. This is the main ingredient. Malt is any grain, like barley, that has been malted, meaning you put it in water for a couple days, kind of let it sprout out a little bit, let it open up, and when it opens up, the enzymes that are in there will be released. And those enzymes are important because they turn the starches that we already have here into sugars. That's why you've ever had like a malt ball, like Whopper, or a malted milkshake if you're a Jewish man from Brooklyn. That's why it tastes so sweet, right? But that's important because the sugars will then later turn into alcohol. So if you don't have those sugars, you can't really get alcohol. So we start the brewing process off with these 2 vats right behind me. This is a cold liquor vat and a hot liquor vat. Liquor for a brewer means something slightly different. It just means water. We take that and put it into this vessel, which is called our mash tun. The water comes in from the side, and up from the top you can see this little hole in the roof right up there. That's where malt comes down. To turn it into beer, all we got to do is take that and filter it through there. That's when we get like a nice sugary water. What we get left in there is about 800 pounds of what's called spent grain. Then that water ton, it gets put right back into here, only now we call this the boil kettle, because this is when we boil it. We add the hops in at that point. It takes about an hour to boil it. We add in the hops all throughout the process. And when it comes out at the end, it is what we call wort. A wort is just beer without alcohol in it. If you've ever tasted it, it's very harsh, very bitter, doesn't taste anything like beer. But all you need to do to turn it into beer is to let it sit with some yeast in there. The yeast will eat up the sugar and spit out the alcohol. And that's what we do right over here. These are fermenters right here. We have 15 fermenters total. It's about 800 barrels worth. There's about 31 gallons in a barrel. This is where the beer sits for about 3 minutes. You guys see this bottle right there that looks like it's coming out of Willy Wonka? That is the fermentation taking place. That is the CO2 being blown out of here into the hose and into the tube. So this is our tap room right here. It's what we like to call our mustache bar because it is shaped like a mustache. This is where we beer all of our beers. Right now we have 3 beers out to the public right now. The Angelino IPA, the Pilsner, and our Eureka Whip. Tiles that show the original history of the John A. Roebling Sons Company. All these tiles right here are from the original building. They are still in here, and this shows sort of the history and the genesis of that company, all the way from his original house back in Germany to some of the projects they worked on. Here, of course, is the Brooklyn Bridge. That's Barley the dog.